During this week happened to be 4th of July and we had some pretty hot weather, so stay tuned to find out what fragrances I chose to wear throughout the week. Hey, what's going on? Hunter here and welcome back to my channel where I upload weekly fragrance content. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and also be sure to check me out over on my Instagram page. But that's right, of course, weekly fragrance rotations coming at you every single week, guys. And if you aren't familiar with this series that I do, I basically tell you what fragrance I chose to wear on each day, how many sprays, the kind of weather, and of course if that fragrance got any compliments or not. So as always, let's get right into Sunday. Alright, so on Sunday it happened to be in the high 70s and I pulled out my newest Tom Ford in my collection. You guys probably know what I'm talking about if you caught my last week's vlog, because it is of course Vanille. So I recently also just reviewed this, so if you want to know more in depth about this fragrance, check that review out. But basically, to me, it's like the sister to Tobacco Vanille. It's much heavier on the florals, of course, but it is much more complex with a lot more character to it compared to Tobacco Vanille, which is basically very linear with not much going on. This one is the exact opposite. So I actually did do 5 sprays of Vanille Fatale. And there is one disappointing thing about this fragrance, at least on my skin, and this new 2022 batch, which this one is the performance is absolutely lackluster, below average. So I wasn't really expecting that, being obviously a vanilla targeted fragrance. You expect more, but who knows, maybe after this fragrance sits for a few months or so and macerates and kind of becomes a little bit more mature, hopefully it will perform a little bit better at that point. But on that day, didn't really do much either and got no comments with Vanille Fatale. But yeah, if you love vanilla, you love complex fragrances, absolutely check this out. So heading into Monday, it was in the low 80s, kind of a cloudy, dark, gloomy day outside. And I wanted to go with something kind of crowd pleasing, easygoing, and a designer. So I actually went with Valentino's Uomo Born in Roma Intense, and that's a mouthful of a name right there. Now this is obviously that bubblegum sweetness of a fragrance. I think there's a little bit of leather in here as well. Is it boring? Absolutely. But is it a good, just kind of dumb reach fragrance? Absolutely as well. It's not gonna like blow people's minds. It's not gonna be a unique beast or anything like that. Just easygoing and easy to wear, and won't smell like everybody else wearing obviously like your regular designers by Dior and Chanel. And on that day I did do 5 sprays of Born in Roma Intense, and the performance is decent. It's not bad, it's not fantastic, just right in the middle, kind of average performing. And that's kind of what you expect from a designer, especially around this price point. But I do have a funny story to tell you guys on that day, on Monday, wearing this one. There was this girl at work that I never actually seen before, and she came up to me and asked me a question, and I noticed she did smell very good. That smelled like Baccarat Rouge 540. So I told her, I said, "You smell amazing, what are you wearing?" And I said, "Is it Baccarat Rouge 540? She said, "Nice try, it's Ariana Grande." And then I kind of said Cloud, and she said, "Yeah." And I thought that was hilarious that she said nice try, guessing her fragrance. But yeah, she was wearing Cloud, and I'm gonna not give girls the benefit of the doubt of actually wearing Baccarat Rouge 540 anymore. Every time I smell that scent profile, I'm just gonna immediately assume it is that cheap Cloud by Ariana Grande. Even though it does smell good, especially at that price, if you are looking for, I guess, a BR 540 clone, definitely check out Cloud because it gets it down to a T. But besides that, no comments with Born in Roma Intense, but this is an absolute crowd pleaser around the right people. Alright, so on Tuesday happened to be the 4th of July, so I hope all you guys had a great holiday, lit up a bunch of fireworks, or watched fireworks of course, and just had a good time. Now on that day, it was in the mid 80s, but it was very, very sunny outside, very hot and sunny, and I wanted to pull out a tropical coconut fragrance. And in my opinion, this is the most luxurious, sophisticated coconut fragrance I've ever smelled. And it's coming from one of the best niche brands, Fragrance du Bois, and that is Santal Complete. If you want to literally smell like money or $1 million, absolutely try this fragrance, guys. It's so luxurious and elegant smelling. Of course, you do get that very creamy, it's not really like a dusty kind of pickle sandalwood. It's very creamy, very smooth, along with that tropical coconut that doesn't smell like suntan lotion, thank goodness. But that's what you expect from a $300 plus fragrance, of course. It better not smell like suntan lotion. Now, on that day though, I did do 5 sprays of Santal Complete. No compliments, but wow guys, this is absolutely perfect for a nice, hot, kind of a sunny day if you want to smell tropical. Just to me, guys, this literally smells like what heaven would smell like. So if you ever kind of thought about that, absolutely do your nose a favor and try Santal Complet out. Okay, so on Wednesday happened to be the hottest day of the week. I think in the high 80s, almost 90 degrees, and very, very sunny outside, like blistering hot as well. And I also put out another dumb reach, but this one is very good and doesn't deserve the hate that it's gotten for the past few years. And it's coming from Fragrance One, guys, and this is Office for Men. Of course, this one has got a ton of hate because it is Jeremy Fragrance's brand. But like I've said multiple times, every time I wear this, do not hate on it, because basically you're hating on Alberto Marias, who's the creator of this one. And he's known to be like one of the best perfumers to make fresh kind of fragrances. So yeah, he knocked it out of the park with Office for Men. Very easygoing, compliment magnet as well with beast mode performance. So if that's what you're looking for, you really can't go wrong with this. I wouldn't say it's worth it at the full retail price, but of course Jeremy always offers like buy one, get one free, 60% off and things like that. At that point, absolutely worth it. Now, on Wednesday, I did do 6 sprays of Office for Men, got no compliments, but every time I reach for this one and wear it, I always kind of just remember how good this stuff actually is. So yeah, definitely put a smile on my face on Wednesday. Headed into Thursday, it was also in the high 80s, but it wasn't really sunny outside, kind of gloomy and cloudy out, unfortunately. But on that day, I actually did pull out a brand new fragrance in my collection in a house that you guys probably have never heard of before. And it's coming from Cupid Parfums, and this happens to be Vivo. Now, this is the second fragrance I have from Cupid Parfums. The other one I have is 1623. Vivo, though, is a very luscious red rose along with the spicy saffron, with this extremely cozy, kind of comforting cashmere wood along with the spicy tonka bean and a slight warm golden amber in the base. And all in all, a great scent profile. And I think more people should actually try Cupid Parfums if you have the chance to, because so far I have been pretty impressed from the 2 that I've tried. Now on that day, I did do 6 sprays of Cupid Parfums, and I had one of my coworkers when I was at work that come up to me and said, "Do you smell that burning smell?" And I was like, "No, I don't smell anything burning." And I was like, "Wait a minute, it might be my fragrance." So I said, "Smell my arm." I had her smell my fragrance, and she smelled it and like took like a couple of seconds to think if that's actually what she's smelling or not, which I think it is, because it kind of does have that burning aesthetic about it. And I'm not sure exactly what note or what's making it come across like that, but she ended up saying no. But from her face and how long she kind of like thought about it for a second, it definitely probably was Vivo. So I thought that was kind of funny. But besides that, great fragrance. I'm happy to have it in my collection and look forward to wearing it a little bit more in the future. So on Friday, it happened to be a little bit cooler than the past couple of days, in the low 80s, even though it was sunny outside. And this fragrance I put out is also brand new in my collection, and wait until you see this bottle because it's absolutely beautiful. And it's coming from the house of Salas, which is another house you guys probably have never heard of, because I haven't heard of it until I got this fragrance. And this happens to be Crepuscula Scintillante, which is a crazy name to pronounce and also remember. I'm not even sure exactly what this name even means, but look at this bottle, guys. I know somebody said this kind of looks like a lamp, I think over on Instagram. If only this kind of glittery cap actually lit up, that would be awesome. But this is gonna be for my patchouli lovers, guys, and oriental lovers, because this is one of the best patchouli bases I've smelled in quite some time. It's absolutely stunning. For some reason, when I smell this one and when I wore it on Friday, it kind of gave me like a Tom Ford feeling. For some reason, I don't know if it's because of the quality of it or just the way it's blended. It definitely reminded me of a Tom Ford fragrance. Not one in particular, just what a Tom Ford fragrance would actually come out with. This gives me that kind of vibe. A spicy saffron opening along with a slight citrus top from grapefruit. But yeah, the base is what this fragrance is all about. Patchouli heavy, very dusty smelling, very earthy. I think there's oud in here as well. Just honestly incredible. One of my new favorite fragrance discoveries in the last couple months, hands down. On that day though, I did do 5 sprays of this one. I'm not even gonna say that name again because of how hard it is to say. Crepuscula Scintillante. I think that's how you pronounce it. Don't hate me if I'm pronouncing that wrong and you guys speak French or whatever. But yeah, beautiful patchouli fragrance. Definitely check it out or sample it if you can. I think this is kind of hard to find though. And I think it is a newer house, so maybe it will become easier to get in the United States, but I think this is either a French house or a Middle Eastern house. I'm not 100% sure about that either, but Fantastic fragrance. I cannot wait to wear this one more, especially in the fall time when it starts to cool down a little bit. All right, wrapping the week off on Saturday. It happened to be in the low 80s. It did start off very sunny and bright outside, but it ended up raining. You guys will know that because on Saturday I actually did that vlog that I just posted yesterday. If you missed it, go back and check that out. You're not gonna wanna miss it because we went to a perfumery store that carried a bunch of these fragrances. But on that day, I actually decided to go with a Raja Parfums, and I went with Isola Blue. Now, if you are familiar with Oligarch the Parfum, at least, this is Oligarch Parfum rebranded into Isola Blue. One of the most kind of luxurious freshies in the entire world. It smells like a fragrance you would just spray on if you're on a yacht, like $1 million yacht, and you're dressed up in like a nice Hawaiian shirt. That's the vibe Isola Blue gives off for me. It's very citrusy, very aromatic. It does have a slight tropical coconut in here as well. Also very green and herbal is the vibe I get with this one. On that day to go to the perfumery store, the boutique, I did do 8 sprays of Isola Blue. I did meet up with a fellow frag head. You guys will have seen that if you watched the vlog. He smelled it pretty much right away when we came in contact with each other. I had him smell it up close to get his opinion on it. He said it smelled very good. So yeah, Isola Blue is a banger, an absolute hit from Raja Parfums. And if you never had the chance to try Oligarch, now you do with this fragrance. But that's gonna wrap it up for my weekly fragrance rotation. Of course, as always, leave a comment down below the fragrances you guys are choosing to wear throughout the week. I know you guys always pull out unique creations that I've honestly never even heard of as well. So I love hearing your guys' thoughts and your fragrances you're reaching for. Besides that, leave a like, subscribe below if you haven't already. And as always, I'll catch all of you back here in my next upload. Take care, everybody.